Hello, hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 7. Yeah. Great. Okay. Hello. Today, I'm doing this. I think I hate myself. All right. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I can't read sheet music very well. I still need a little tiny little cheat sheet to help me do this. So I still suck at it. The Entertainer. The song that goes you know, it's everybody's basically heard it once. So today I'm just gonna pray that I can play it. So that's gonna be fun. I barely have anything learned, by the way. Oh yes, Entertainer. It is really good. It's pretty old. It's written by Scott Joplin. Pretty much a genius, at least in music. He was pretty cool. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I don't have much of it learned, but we'll see. I got the intro down, and I still struggle with the main thing that everybody knows. Which let me see. That I still can't do it properly. I have sheet music for it here that I have to learn. It's gonna be fun. No, I'm doing a little live thing, on YouTube. That's interesting. It's weird. Just never mind. There's 5 pages to this, which is a lot. I haven't even gotten halfway through the first page, and I've been doing this for maybe an hour now. So this is mostly just going to be me struggling to play it. It's going to be kind of insane after a while, so feel free to keep your sanity intact. All right. Oh yes, they do. A lot of work, a lot of sucking before you get good at it. Even for Maple Leaf Rag, which I learned recently. That took forever. I think that took me days. I guess that's not forever, but it was really hard. I have the sheet music for that one too, but yeah, no, it's not as easy as something like video game music where you can just learn it in a couple days. Yep, it's called the Maple Leaf Rag, also by the same guy, Scott Joplin. I don't think there's any actual recordings of him playing it because he's really old. He existed in the 1800s. I think he died in 1916. But he made some really cool music. So yeah, but I'm not doing that today. I'm mostly just trying to learn this Entertainer. Recently, I got into all that ragtime stuff. So I'm not very good at it yet, but I will be eventually. Let's try that again. Yeah, I will eventually. It'll be cool, you know. Could you just like imagine being at like, I guess, a high school, you know? Because they used to have, maybe they still do, I don't know, but they have these like musical talent shows, and some guy, you know, he just walks up onto the stage, doesn't say anything, he just bows his head and gets on the piano bench and he just starts playing the entertainer at like an absurd speed. It's just the funniest stuff I've ever heard. It's so ridiculous. It's a very chaotic song, and I think the reason it's more known than the other ones that Scott Joplin did is because it was used a lot more in like stores. So like it was in a lot of cartoons and a lot of movies, old movies, but yeah, it would be pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, hello, titanium. The words on the screen are super small on this phone. It's hard to tell. I think it's titanium. Hello. Welcome. So, I'm just messing around trying to learn entertainer. Like, let's see if I can do this. It's very rough, because the true difficulty in this song isn't necessarily the speed or the amount of notes. The difficult part is that you're constantly jumping in between octaves. Like, look at this. When you're doing here, that's the same thing as this. But you have to jump from each point very quickly. So, and then even for something like this, still, it essentially it's jumping octaves, and that makes it very difficult because the precision in which you're doing it quickly, the quicker you do it, the harder it is to get to the right spot. So if you're going from a G to an octave G chord very quickly, you can accidentally go down or up a note. So instead of playing this, you play this, and it just it takes a lot of practice to be able to do that without messing up anything, which is what makes this song infamously difficult in general. There are easier versions of it, obviously. I got the one that was composed and recorded by Marvin Hamslich, I think is how you pronounce it. So yeah, it's similar to the original in the sense of that it's in the same key and it has almost the same notes, although they might leave out a few parts of the song and instead loop the previous ones. I don't know for sure, but either way, it's much more similar than something you might find online where they just show you what to play. Question? Sure. No, it's fine. Maybe I can answer it. I don't know. Let's see. All of me by John Legend. I think I used to know it. Um, I used to when I was taking piano lessons a few years ago. That was one of the songs that my piano teacher gave me to learn. I don't know if I still have the music for it. I might, but I don't know. Playing advanced mode. So, what are you playing it from? Is it like sheet music or is it an app? I know some people use an app now, like Simply Piano or something. But yeah, no, I used to play that one. I think it's I'm trying to think what key was that one in? I think do I think it was between D and F. Uh yeah, no, those Flow Key Plus. I haven't heard of that one. I'll look into it later because it's I from what I remember, it's a pretty short and simple song, at least to an extent. It's a pretty fun song to play though. I'll have to look into that. And yeah, let's see if I can. Yeah, if I had to guess just on what I'm doing and seeing now, this might take me upwards to a week, maybe. I don't know. The thing about this particular song is it's not like the other ragtimes is in the sense that it loops. It's very different the entire way through it. It doesn't have that many repeating segments. And seeing as how there's 5 pages here, this is going to be a long process and a lot of practice. And you know, there's a difference between the amount of time it might take you to learn the song and the amount of time it might take you to actually be able to play it, practice. Because you can know a song and still really struggle at it. I remember with Maple Leaf Rag, which is this one. With that one, it wasn't so much as the song being difficult to learn as much as it was the amount of time it took to practice it and get good at it. And even now, I still struggle with keeping the speed in sync with both hands. One hand might occasionally become faster than the other one, and the song will become slightly out of sync. It's very easy to mess up. And if you wanted to play it really, accurately, you might want to slow it down a little bit. Like that. So, anyways, I'm just gonna practice this more. I have to slow it down a little bit. Gotta think up song notes for a book I'm writing. Good at writing lyrics, but not actual music portion. Yeah, no, I remember last year. You showed me a bunch of those lyrics on your phone. It was pretty cool for music. And I'll tell you this right now. I don't really write that much music, or at least not on paper. I might mess with the theme and try to develop it just while messing around. I remember earlier because like I took a melody that I might know, say I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's a song called Moscow Nights, which is kind of like you can take that general um, uh, constructive criticism, right? anyway, anyway, you can take a simple melody like that, or even just the chords of it. So you got a C minor, an F minor, and then you have a G minor seventh, or G major seventh. Sorry. You take those three, and then you can combine them together. And kind of just develop something. If you're trying to base your music off of your lyrics, you have to understand kind of the theme or the mood of the lyrics. I'm not a very good singer, but yeah, I could see that being kind of ridiculous. Um, yeah, when you want to make music for lyrics you've already written, that's kind of tricky because the way that most songs are written is they come up with a general mood or theme or idea and they try to express it on the piano first and then they try to come up with lyrics. If you already have lyrics, that can be a bit difficult, but you have to really understand what your song is or your lyrics you're trying to convey before you start adding music to it because there's a simple concept of major and minor. Major generally sounds happy, so you can happy stuff, and then you got the minor, which sounds mysterious or sad, like that. And that's kind of you base that off of your lyrics. So I'd say generally, if you want to make a song to go with your lyrics, decide if it's a happy or confusing or upset or angry. You have to come up with the mood of it and then make your music based on that. It doesn't necessarily matter what note or key you're playing it in as long as the theme and the mood of the song matches the lyrics. Pretty much, yeah. That's what I would say. It's granted that's not always the case. There are some minor chord songs out there that can be very hopeful and happy, but it generally, yes. Um, it's kind of difficult to explain that because if you were to outright say that minor is always sad and major is always happy, that's not true. But if you're on a general conceptuous, then yeah, that's what I would say. If you're just simple or trying to make music, that's what I'd say. So, and then even for this song here, this entertainer song is in the key of I'd say E, like that. But did you hear that there? You can still have minor notes in there, like music theory. I haven't heard that term before in particular, But and yeah, I mean, so many songs that sound super happy can still have sad notes in them, and I like to say that some of these black keys are in minor chords, but if you were to play them all together, you know, sounds doesn't sound sad, but it's it's really complicated. You have to really learn about all that stuff in order to properly use it in that way. But most people, when they're writing a song, they just base it off of that. Like even this one here, this minor chord. If I were to do something like this, does that sound sad? I mean, in some, if you were to keep developing it, you could make it sad. But if you were to do this, that doesn't sound sad, does it? It's the same chord, but it doesn't sound sad anymore. Now it sounds, I don't know, maybe hopeful or courageous. I don't know. But it really depends on how you play it. Anyways, yeah, that's what I would say. I guess that can, be tell. A lot of the thing about music is that it can be expressed different ways to different people, even if you write it the same. Um, and that's your take on the song, and that's fine because a lot of these songs are about expression. But it's like to say that a simple song, if using major, would always be happy, or a minor would always be sad. It's just plain wrong. It's only on a simple concept of it. So I'm trying to think of an example where a major chord song would be sad. Um, and it's kind of hard to think of because there's a lot of songs, and it's not very often that it's used that way, but there are ones out there. So I'll think. Yes, that's a really good. Um, it reminds me a lot of abstract art, where a lot of different people can look at it and get different takes on it. I mean, it's very they can see differently, and it's really cool. I like when songs do that. Also, it's neat. Some songs are just straightforward. You mostly know what it's trying to express, and then other ones can be very different depending on how you play it. So, yeah. Boy, I'm like even now I'm still playing that song slow, and I'm just thinking in my head like this is gonna take. I don't even know. It's gonna take a while to be able to play quickly because of how you're jumping, like I said before. Yeah, I would say so. You have to have some sort of at least recognizable melody in your song, and there needs to be what you're thinking of is a synchronized playing. So for synchronized, I don't know how best to explain it, but if you were to play something like a ragtime, it can be synchronized, but also not be synchronized. I don't know how to. Oh man, the best way I don't know how to explain it, but if you wanted to understand kind of that, I would listen to Root Beer Rag by Billy Joel. That one is not necessarily synchronized, like a BPM. I suppose, yeah, kind of. And but for something like a ragtime, most of them are synchronized, but in a way that's not noticeable. Okay, I think I know how to explain it. So, say you took the right hand of Maple Leaf Rag and you played it on its own. So this is what it looks like when you play it both at the same time. Right? This is what the right hand sounds like if you only play the right hand. And then this is what the left hand sounds like if you only play the left hand. And then if you take something like the next part where it's for this one, it's just this. And then for this one, I mean, if you put both of those things together, it sounds like this. But if you play them separately, they don't really make that much sense. It's only when you combine them together that they sound like a ragtime. And that's what all the parts in a ragtime are. If you play them separately, they can sound kind of odd and not fitting. And then if you play them together, they sound like this. You know, sounds like a ragtime, like Maple Leaf Rag. And same thing for this one. Well, although Entertainer isn't as similar in that regard, but it still is true. So you and granted that is a melody. You could play that and make up your own chords and it'd be fine, but it's most ragtimes if you play the left and the right hand together separately, it wouldn't sound right. And I remember when I was learning the Maple Leaf Rag, I looked at it and I played each part separately to learn it, kind of as you do to learn a song. Because if you're learning a song for the first time and you're a beginner, generally you don't want to be playing both at the same time first. You want to learn each, the right and the left, separately. But I remember I was learning Maple Leaf Rag and I was so confused at this part. So I did that, and it didn't click for me for a while because I in my brain I thought it was meant to be this. You're supposed to do it twice, and that's just wrong. Which is because in my head it sounded right, but if you were to play the left hand with that, it wouldn't sound like the song anymore. It'd be different, which is really interesting. There's a lot to learn with that, and it can be pretty confusing. But generally, yeah. Yeah, no, people will learn it differently. That's just how I learn it. And I still don't really play sheet music perfectly. I still need one of these kind of cheat sheets that tell you what notes are which, because my brain still hasn't fully developed kind of the mindset of being able to just see the note on the thing and know what it is. That's kind of what this is for. And I think to do that, eventually, I just need to get rid of it and start trying to play things like this, because you'll have the music for it, and you gotta really learn that. And I only started learning sheet music recently. I mostly just played things. I never really did sheet music, so it's a lot to learn, in your head. It's really good to do, though. It's very good for the brain. And yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. Because get this, even if you write down your sheet music of your song, you're not gonna know how to play it. Oh, that's kind of funny, actually. Could you imagine the irony of writing a song and not knowing how to? That's funny, because like most people, when they read sheet music, they don't, even if they know the song prior, they're not playing it from memory. They're playing it on the page, and having to, because like you can't really write correct sheet music for your song if you don't know how to read it. You might be able to write a very, very simplified version of it, but then it's not really the song anymore. You might not even know how to play it in the way you wrote it, and that's not ideal. You have to develop the talent for that. Mm. Yeah, that'll be fun. Anyways, um, I don't know when I'm gonna end the stream. It's gonna be probably in a little bit. I don't know. I just want to mess with this for a little bit longer, and then I'll probably stop the thing. And I know it can get kind of annoying after a while to listen to the same tune over and over again. So if you don't feel inclined, if it's driving you nuts, is all I'm saying. Well, if you stop liking it, let me know. That's interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I'm struggling with that big old jump, the back and forth. And that's the part that is going to take the most practice, because if you, like, say I play it really slowly, even then, I'm still struggling. So it could be that I just need to learn the actual notes better. My brain, it's struggling to keep up. I don't know if it's my fingers or my brain. It's probably both. Yeah, suppose. Eventually. All right, thanks for coming, Titanium. Thanks. Glad you like it. See ya. Ooh. And, something else is also you need to take breaks occasionally, because if you play it for too long and you get tired of it enough, and you'll perform worse and worse. So pretty soon here, I think I might stop, try to clear my mind a little bit, get back into the game, because eventually you're going to get worn out playing this. Something similar happened with Maple Leaf Rag, and I was struggling to keep up with the notes, and just took a little hour and a half break, came back, was able to do it just fine. Yeah, no, it's pretty important, and that's not just for music, that's for everything. Your brain will absorb too much information, and it will become slower and tired, and your hands after a while become tired too from doing whatever, and it's important. take a bit of a break. I can tell that I'm already getting worse and worse, so I think I'm worn out. Anyways, thanks for joining the stream. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to stop. So, see you later. Hasta la vista. Of course, I didn't actually see you here in the chat. I saw your chats. See ya. I guess I'll see you at school. Adios.